Hi, everyone. It's Rashonda Pratt, known online as The Rose Show Live, and you're watching Visibility is Power TV. I know it's been a while since I've dropped a new video, since you've seen me here. A lot's been going on in my world, which is one of the reasons why I'm doing this video on this particular topic on how do you stay visible when you rather be in your pajamas? How do you stay visible when you rather not show up? We're going to get into that today. But before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you look at all of the ways that you can connect with me. You got to get on my text community list. There's some really great things that we're texting out to people, some freebies, some cool things to help you step up your visibility. Because as always, remember, your visibility is power. So let's get into it. Recently, I had a phone conversation with one of my good friends, my business bestie, and we were talking about this whole topic of, Ro, how do you stay visible when you don't want to show up? And as the first lady of visibility, she asked me this question, and I was kind of in that space. Can I be honest? Can I share with you the real deal, the truth here? I was in this space of, I am tired. I don't even want to do video. Dare I say that? Dare I admit that? Have you ever experienced that? Let me know right here in the comment section, okay? Let me know if you've ever experienced that. But real talk, I was working on this really huge project. It's actually my first political campaign ever. It was 10 months long, and it was a doozy of a project, right? So when I say it was my first campaign project, it was a lot of experience. So I dealt with negative attack ads, misogyny, racism, all of the things you could think of during this campaign. So as you can imagine, your girl was tired. I was like, YouTube video? No thanks. And I had a couple of people who hold me accountable. Shout out to Fuse, who helped me launch this YouTube channel, who's like, girl, I have not seen a new video from you in a while. And I'm like, Fuse, I'm working on a campaign, trying to get this lady in office. So I started thinking about that, and I started thinking about what is it that I can share with you, those of you who are building a brand, those of you who are doing your due diligence to show up consistently, but you have life happen. Maybe there's a death in your family. Maybe you need to take some time off to reset and relax, right? Maybe there is some opportunity where you're working on a big project and you just can't think about maybe doing a video every week or every day. What does that look like? So, today, I'm talking to the people who've been showing up consistently. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say this. This video is not necessarily for the people who show up every once in a while, because some of these points won't work for you. But this video is particularly for the folks who you've been showing up consistently, and you get to decide what consistent looks like, right? I don't get to decide that for you. I don't get to say, well, this is for the people who've been showing up every single day or every Thursday at 6 o'clock. You know what your consistency level looks like, and you know what you can take away from this. Okay. So this is for the people. It's like that song is playing in my head. But anyway, this is for the people who know they've been showing up consistently. So, what is it that I can tell you? What do you do in those instances where you still want to show up for your people? You still want to be seen, heard, and paid, but life is happening, or you just want a break? How do you stay visible? Well, number one, I want to tell you, rest is holy, right? Rest is holy. And I want to give you permission to take a break. One of the things that I know to be true about me as a creative, and probably many of you who are creatives, that if you are overloaded and it feels like you are overwhelmed, you are not your best creative self. You're not your best to create anything for people. You're not your best for the people around you. So I want to give you permission to step into the fact that rest is holy. Rest is honorable. And so I want you to really take a step back and look at everything that you've been accomplishing over the past year, the past 90 days, past 2 weeks, and really say to yourself, okay, do I need to take a break? And if you do need to take a break, one of the things that you can do is tell your community. I remember there were some things going on in our family a while back, and I needed to take a step back, and I had to cancel my weekly show. And I had never canceled a show up until this point, and I was feeling really bad about it because, hey, I'm the first lady of visibility and you're not showing up. And I remember telling the folks, hey, there's something going on in my family, and I'm just not going to be able to do today's live show. And the amount of support that came from my community. This is the power, ladies and gentlemen, of building a community who stands with you, stands alongside you. And one of the things that I remember someone said, which was such like really ministered to me, but also let me know that I'm building with the right people. One of the things that a person said in the comment section, they said, Rashonda, look at you. Even though you canceled a show, you're still showing up for us. By showing us, it's okay to take a break. I didn't even realize I was modeling that, right? So I want to give you permission to take a rest, take a break, and let your community know I'm going on hiatus. I will not have a live show. There's a certain part of the year where I'm not doing any live shows, and I let people know, right? And we're gonna get into some other reasons why you can do that, right? And you'll be surprised how much people can understand or will understand the fact that you're just saying, hey, I'm taking a much needed break. Okay. So now that we established that, let's get into number two. What do you do when you still want to be visible, but you need to take a break? You need to lean on your team. One of the terms that I learned on my campaign trail is this term called a surrogate. And a surrogate is a person who understands your talking points. They understand how to present you to other people. So your team needs to become your surrogate. What does that mean? That means that your team needs to sound like you, right? It's one voice, but it's many echoes. Did you hear what I said? It's one voice, your voice, but it's many echoes throughout your team. And so when you're leaning on your team during these times of you want to take a break, or you need to step back, your team could then become your surrogate and they can speak for you. Your team can answer those inbox requests. Your team can engage with people in the comment section. Your team can actually share some of the content that you already have out there. So, this is why, wink, wink, another reason why you really want to invest in having a team, because your team can become the mouthpiece for you. Isn't that amazing? All right. So, number two, your team. Number three, using systems. This was such an eye opener for me during this time here, where I still want to be visible. I still want to show up for my people, but physically, I needed to rest. I needed to reset and regroup. And this is why having systems in place is such a gift. You guys know I've had my girl, Erica Hood Vincent, who's helped us set up a lot of systems in our company. She's amazing. She eats, breathes, lives systems. And when I talk about systems, I'm talking about automation, right? So this is looking at your company, looking at your business overall, and saying to yourself, what is it that we can automate? What are some of the things that we can have on autopilot while I'm taking a break, or relax, relate, release? Some of you will get that the reference, some of you will not, just whatever. But what is it that we can automate? What are some of the things that we can put in place? What do those systems look like? So, along with having a team, I also have a system that works together with my team. So, let me give you an example of that. You know, a lot of these systems, especially if you're using social media, are set up on social media. So if you have a Facebook business page, you can set up an outbound message for your Facebook and your IG. So maybe your outbound message says something like this: Hi, I'm not responding to any inbox messages during these next 2 weeks. If you need to contact someone on our team, send an email here to customer service at theroseshowlive.com. You see that? Hands off. It's something that you set and release. It's almost like your vacation uh your vacation thing that you'll set up during your email. It's escaping me right now, but you guys know what I'm talking about. So you want to make sure that you have systems in place that can automate for you. Do you know that you can even do this with videos? Like if you know you're going to take a break, you know that certain type of the year, certain part of the year that you're going to take a step back, right? This is when you're planning your trip or planning your break. But if you know you're going to take a break for 2 weeks, then you go ahead and automate and pre-schedule all of your content. You should be doing some of that already. But you automate and you schedule your videos. So, and there's so much software now, guys, that you can roll videos and it looks like you're live, but you're really not. Game changer, right? There's so much software and things that you can use that you can automate things to look like you're doing it in real time, but you're in Mexico on the beach or you're in a hotel room just sleeping, whatever it looks like for you. So look at those systems that you need to put in place in your business and start automating. Okay. Automate, automate, automate. Okay. Now I know there's some things that you cannot put on autopilot. I get that. But there's a lot of things that you are doing in real time that you don't need to be doing. Right. And when you automate these things, when things come up that you're just like, I really need to take a break, then you can go and do that. Make sense? Number four, this is one of the things that's most important. Trust what you have built. Now, what I mean by this is going to go towards the people who have been showing up consistently. Trust what you have built. You have plenty of content out there. Your people haven't seen it all. Do you know how much hours of video I have, ladies and gentlemen? It's hours of video. You all haven't seen it all. So I know one of the things when I first started taking a break, I would say to myself, and maybe you said this too, they're going to forget about me. If they don't see me, they're going to forget about me. Or if they don't see me, they'll go to someplace else. You know, all these things and narratives we make up in our mind. But you have enough content that people can binge watch. In fact, I sometimes get messages from people who encountered me for the first time, maybe at a business conference, um, on LinkedIn or Instagram, and they go and binge watch all of my video. And here's the thing, even if they saw it one time, you didn't get all the stuff you needed to get out of it the first time. So you could put that video back in rotation again. What am I saying to you? That if you have been consistently doing the work and you've consistently been showing up before you need to take this break or before a family emergency or whatever it is, trust the fact that you have built something and you have built a relationship with people and there's enough content out there that they can go and watch. I mean, you can take 30 days possibly if you've been showing up consistently and just put some of your content from last year back in rotation. They didn't see it. They're not going to say, "Oh, this is a repeat. I'm not going to watch it." Do you know how many network television shows do that? SVU, when the season is not, when it's the new season is gone, what do? They do the reruns. I mean, in fact, you can go on a certain channel on a Saturday morning and watch all old Law and Order specials. Did I say Law and Order episodes? That's what I meant to say. You could go back and do that. So I'm telling you that you have permission to do the same. When you're doing the work and you're constantly showing up, trust what you have built and put your expertise back out there again for replay. You totally have the permission to do that. So let's go through this one more time. What do you do when you want to remain visible, but you rather hide? Just for a time being. You need a break or life happens. Number one, give yourself permission to rest. Number two, trust your team. Have your team become your surrogate. Three, use the systems that you have in place. And if you don't have these systems in place, get those things in place. Your email, automate some of your responses on social media, automate your content, have those things set up. Number four, trust what you have built. Okay. There's plenty of content that you have already out there, and your customers will not be without because it's already out there. Repurpose it and put it back out there again. What's the bottom line here? The bottom line here is your visibility is power, right? But it's only powerful when you're able to give it from a healed and well rested place. I'm a big supporter of not coming on social media and bleeding all over people. I know that some of our lives are not going to be perfect and it's going to be a little bit messy, right? But I believe that you can find the message in the mess. That your mess can become a message, that your pain can become your purpose. I get that. But I am not going to come on here in my neck of the woods and bleeding all over people if I know what I really need to do is take a step back, give myself permission to rest, and go and do that. So that way I can serve you better from a better place. I want to serve from a place where my cup is overflowing, where my cup is full, but it's not empty. My cup is full. Because what I know to be true is when your cup is empty, people are getting the residue, they're getting the leftovers, they're getting the dregs at the bottom of the cup. Think about if you have the pulp from orange juice, you're getting the pulp. You really want to give people that? You don't even want to drink that. So why do you want to give people that? And the other flip side of that is if we're coming here empty, then we're looking for this and people to fill you up when God can only do that. Then we're counting on our audience to rally for us, and we're pulling on them in a way that really is ungodly. That's what happens when people start making their followers their idols. We don't want to do that either. We want to serve from a place of overflow, from a place of fullness. So that's what you do when you want to show up, you want to stay visible, but you honestly need to take a break. Let me know in the comment section how this supported you. Again, all the details on how you can stay connected with us are right there in the caption there. Also, I want to encourage you. You know someone who needs this. You know someone who needs permission to do just what I told you today. Do me a favor while you're subscribing to the channel. Also, hit the share button. Copy this, send it an email, send it to your email list, send it to your downline, text it to a couple of friends so that they will know how their visibility is truly power. Thanks, guys, so much for being a part of today's broadcast. This was great. It felt good to be back with you guys. I'm Rashonda Pratt, known online as The Rose Show Live, helping women led brands just like you to be seen, heard, and paid through media. You guys have been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for watching. And now your visibility is power. Blessings to you.